Hey everybody, welcome to Austin, Texas, where the kind folks at Cobb Tuning have invited me to Harris Hill Raceway to test a couple of their cars. This is an interesting car that I have been waiting a very long time to drive, and excitement would be an understatement. This is Cobb's Stage 3 2015 EcoBoost Mustang. So it has the 2.3 turbo, it's a manual, and it has their off-the-shelf Stage 3 package, which consists of an intake, a turbo back exhaust, an intercooler upgrade, and a tune. That's it. For power anyway. It has their springs and their sway bars as well, stock dampers, and we're running, it's a performance pack car, and we're running on road tires, and we're here at Harris Hill. It's a bumpy track, but it is a track, and so let's go in our modes. We're going to go into track, and then we're going to go traction control off. I believe I have to hold it for a bit. Advanced track off. There we go. All right, let's see what this thing does. Sounds nice. I got the whole track to myself today, and that is a fine luxury indeed. Harris Hill is about 2 miles. It has some elevation to it, and it is bumpy. So, we're going to see how the suspension manages the bumps, how the power is. Oh, it's very, very bumpy. Feels good so far. This is just a basic bolt-on car. There's nothing crazy going on here. Down through off the shelf. I don't know what that's actually called, but I'm calling it off the shelf because it's like driving off a shelf. Power on. This car makes around 300 pounds around 300 horsepower at the wheels, around 400 pounds of torque at the wheels, which is strong for a little 4-cylinder. Got some understeer. Come through, come through. Maybe we got to get some heat in the tires, huh? Oh, almost killed a bird there. As I said, this track is very bumpy. There are a lot of places to upset the chassis. And the first lap, I'm going to run it clean and try and keep the back end in check. Not bad as I roll onto the power in second there. It sounds good. It sounds like half of a V8. Actually, it sounds like half of the Shelby's V8, believe it or not. It's got a nice low kind of bass to it. But like the standard EcoBoost Mustang, Jesus, that bump. It feels light in the nose. Oh, it's hard to like focus as you hit all of those bumps. It's actually quite tricky to like maintain your composure in that. And the back end comes around a little on power. Wouldn't call it a drift, but I would call it properly rotating on the power. Go, go, go! It's a nice strong motor. These intercoolers make a really big difference. It made a big difference in our Fiesta. And this is essentially the same package the Fiesta has, just get down to the apex! Just applied to the Mustang. If my line isn't perfect, I'm sorry. This is my first lap here in 2 years. Oh. It's got really nice torque in the middle. Still not quite as fast as the V8, I think, but come on, slide! Slide! Didn't want to slide there. I was trying. Bump. Oh. Shifter feels good. Pedals very nicely spaced for heel towing. This car almost reminds me of like the new Silvia, the new 240. Rear wheel drive, limited slip diff, turbo motor, medium power levels. That all sounds like a Silvia to me. How are the brakes? Nope. Rotate! Rotate! Maybe I should leave it in third. Maybe I'll have more torque it today. Oh, God, it's like you're practically getting air there. Not to criticize Harris Hill, because I do enjoy this place, and as far as I know, this is the cheapest racetrack membership you can buy in the country. I think it's like $2,200 a year. It's crazy cheap for a racetrack membership. Very kind of them to let me use the track. But would I be totally out of line if I said maybe it's time for some fresh tarmac here? Maybe? Come on, torque. Nope. On power, it just gives me understeer pulling out of the corners. I feel like you might have to drive it like a total dick to get the back end to slide. But it's really easy to rev match on the way down. The engine has such a smaller rotating mass that it's able to adapt to the movement of the car without upsetting it, even if your timing isn't perfectly right. Nope. Trying to get the back to come out, it doesn't want to do it. Doesn't want to do it. I'm not going to give up though. I will get this thing to slide. Maybe it's just more throttle early. More throttle would usually solve the problem. Brakes, which are standard, are holding up pretty well. Pedal feels nice and tight. Not a ton of steering feel with the electric power steering system. You can hear those front wheels just kind of pushing there. The car is definitely dialed for understeer. But I did go flat earlier there, which was nice. You can use more of the throttle here with the GT for sure. Come on! Come on! Nope. It does not want to drift, man. It does not want, I mean, I can clutch kick it. Do we want to see what happens when I'm extra abusive on this car? I imagine you probably do. I imagine the guys from Cobb probably don't. Oh God, that bump. Maybe I just let this run wider. Oh. Nope. It does not want to drift at all. That's so weird. When I had it in sport mode, it wanted to even more. Maybe I'll go back to sport. Traction on. Traction off. Let's try that. So rather than advanced track off, I'm just going to go traction control off. And earlier it seemed a little happier there. Down. Well, it's a good momentum car for sure. And it's certainly faster than the standard car. I think that's not a surprise to anybody. Nope, still doesn't want to. We're gonna just stop on this straightaway, and I'm gonna figure out, can I at least get it to do a burnout? I mean, got to at least get it to do a burnout. Are we off? On. God, these modes. The modes, they're killing me. Go. 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 No. Hold OK to reset. Off. On. Okay. Now it says on, but it's really off. It said on, but the off light was still there. I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, we're back at full off. Can we do a burnout? Just a little chirp. It really doesn't want to do a burnout. understand that. Oh, it appears the Cobb Tune has raised the red line to 7,000. As I just learned right there. Doesn't want to do it. It just wants to push there. Come on. Well, the power feels nice. I mean, in terms of getting around the racetrack, it feels nice, although it doesn't seem to have the power that you need to just immediately kick the back out the same way that the GT does. Little whoosh when you got off the throttle. Come on, go! God, it's so bumpy here. Nope. I thought it was going to come around there, but it wouldn't come around. One more lap. Most of this track is just third gear. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, leave it in third gear, not go to fourth. Almost at the red line up, and I banged the rev limiter right there. Nope. You know, if you lift, it will tuck the nose in, and it will get around the corner, but if you're trying to do some shenanigans, it doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Oh. Like it's got the power for it, right? You know, it's still kind of a heavy car, but it feels like the power is there to get it to go sideways. But look here, now it's just the front breaking loose. Maybe one more lap. I mean, I'm not done yet. You guys don't really complain about long one takes ever, so whatever. We'll go one more lap. Fine. Fourth is the way because your power actually does die a little bit at the top of the. Well, clutch kicking it didn't do it either. I'm trying to drive a little more like a dick to try and get the back out, but go. But to take the Mustang that I tested earlier this year, the stock one, this is quite a bit of speed for, you know, 3 bolt-on parts and a little computer fiddling. It really wakes it up. It sounds better, goes faster. It feels about as fast as the GT from a couple of years ago. Not as fast as the 2015 GT, maybe as fast as the 2011 GT. There. Oh, you had to clutch kick it in second. That's the only way to do it. I don't want to get out of the car though. Maybe that's a sign that this is a good car. I'm having fun and want to continue. So we'll continue. Oh. Man, a track day here in a stiff car, you'd be really hurting by the end of the day. Power sort of drops off up top around 5,500, so you kind of want to shift a bit. There's not a whole lot of advantage to running to the 7,000 RPM red line unless you're getting close to the end of the straightaway, and it's not worth your time to shift. God, is that bumpy. There's that one bump that's just right at the apex there. Go! Get around! I know I'm not driving racing line smooth. I'm actually just trying to see if I can get the back to rotate. And it seems that no matter how early I get on the throttle, it just doesn't really want to do it. You got a clutch kick and then it gets very mad. What if I clutch kick third? Nope. No, that was not it at all. But look, okay, struggles with drifting aside, you're talking about 3 parts on a relatively inexpensive car that really do wake it up. I mean, it's just an exhaust, an intake, and an intercooler. To get these kinds of gains of 50, 60 horsepower, of 50, 60 pounds of torque, and we don't have exact numbers because they are still working on this product as I drive it. It's very impressive. It really is. And I realized I've now ended the video out on the racetrack, so I guess it means we're just gonna have to finish it when we get back to the pits. Come on, oversteer. You won't do it. How hard is this? How hard is this to oversteer? This is a lot of fun though, this thing. Even with the springs and sways, it's still a little bit floaty the way the standard car is. It's certainly improved a bit. It corners a bit flatter than the standard car. I would still recommend a good set of dampers. That would still be on my short list for all Mustangs of any year, really. Good set of dampers make a big difference, but this track is very bumpy, and so there's going to be nothing in the world that will dial that out completely. It's like half racetrack and half off-roading. Well, that was a long one take, but I did fly all the way to Austin for this, so I figured a little more thorough, a little more attempt at hooning wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But got a couple more videos from down here in Austin with Cobb Tuning, and I'll have to see you for those. So I'm gonna put this away and I'm gonna hop in the next car, which is a Porsche Turbo. Yeah, so see you next time.